Okay.
So I believe we said we would do like solving trig stuff next and harder trig. Do you still want to do that or something else?
That's fine.
Okay. Okay, how do we solve this?
Sine minus 1.
Yep.
In degrees. 30.
Okay, and is that full marks?
Pardon?
Is that full marks?
No, there's also 180 minus 30.
Yes. Which is?
150.
That's it. So theta is equal to 30 or 150. Fine. So that's sine. How would you start this question?
Sine x equals minus 2 over 5.
That's fine. Minus 2 over 5.
And then sine minus 1 equals 2 over 5.
That's alright. Let's see. So what error did this student make?
Cos x equals root 3 over 2. Cos minus 1. Degree of 2 is 30. So x equals 30 or x. Oh, it's not 180 minus 30.
What should it be?
60 minus.
Correct. So should be 360 minus 30. And so what is the correct answer then?
330.
Yeah, so x is equal to 30 and 330. That's fine. And this one I believe is tan.
Use a calculator on the principal solution to the equation. What does principal solution mean?
It's like first answer. It's the answer your calculator will give you when you do inverse sine, cos, or tan.
Minus 63.4.
Okay, and then how can you get additional answers?
180 minus 63.4.
That will be. So what will that be? I think that will be over this way, won't it?
No, I'm looking at that one, the one next to 90 degrees.
So I believe the answer you gave was A, minus 63.4.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you do minus 63.4 minus 180, or go on, what will you get?
No, I meant like 180 minus.
Okay, so that would be for sine. For tan, it is your answer. How often does this graph repeat?
Every 180.
Yeah. And so how could you get the next solution?
Minus 63.4 plus 180.
Yeah.
116.6.
And how could you get the final solution?
Um, minus 63.4 plus 300.
Yep. Or 116.6 plus 180. Tan
Yeah.
repeats every 180.
That's 296.6.
296.6. And so what are our final answers?
116.6 and 296.6.
Well done. And although this one was outside the range, it allowed us to get additional answers, and so we don't discard until the very end. So I'll just glance at these. This is a cos graph, is it? Yes. And so this is why with cos it's 360 minus. It's because it's symmetrical about the center. So about 180. And so if something is, let's say that's, I don't know, 50 degrees this way, then it's going to be 50 degrees this way too. So 50 degrees to the right of 0 will be the same as 50 degrees to the left of 360. And so with cos, the second answer is 360 minus the first one. That's where that comes from. With sine, it's symmetrical with about 180. About 90, and so it's 180 minus. And then tan repeats every 180. Solve these, I think you'll be fine for those. Solve these, I think you'll be fine for those. Solve these, I think you will be fine for those. This is one I want to look at, exam question. How do we do this one?
Square root, so you get tan theta equals
Tan theta equals what, sorry?
tan theta equals plus minus 3.
Yeah.
And then do tan minus 1 of plus 3 first, and then do the other one.
Okay.
Minus 1, 3. Tan minus 1, 3 is 71.6 to how many decimals?
One decimal.
71.6. And then tan minus 1 minus 3 is minus 71.6.
Mm-hmm.
And then so 71.6
Yeah.
gives you 251.6.
200 what, sorry?
51.6.
Okay. Go on.
And then minus 71.6 plus 180 gives you 108.4.
4. Is that full marks?
Is there any more? And then you don't count the minus 17.6.
And we don't count the minus 1. Are there any more?
Mm, 180 plus 108.4
Well done.
gives you 288.4.
And I think you can't add 180 to that, or you'll go outside. And so, what are our answers?
71.6, 250. Oh no, it's going to do 71.6, 108.4, 251.6, and 288.4.
That's it. Brilliant. Okay, good. Fine. How do we do this?
Can you divide by the cos?
Yep.
So it's sine theta over cos theta equals root 3, which is the same as tan theta.
Tan theta equals root 3. And I think you'd be okay for the rest of that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Numbers are different. Same idea. Okay. Exam question. What's this about?
X equals 3 sine x. Identify the mistakes made with 2a. 3 sine x over 2 cos x, 3 over 2 tan x, 3 over 2 tan x, and then minus 3 over 2. What?
I don't think so.
Hang on, tan, if I didn't tan minus 1, 3 over 2. It's not the first one wrong. 6 plus 1. But I think it's because I think they might have minus 180, so adding.
There's nothing wrong with minusing 180.
Their answer's not wrong though.
Hang on, 2 equals 3 tan x. So far, so good. How would you get tan x equals? What would it be?
Wait. It's 3 sine x over 2 cos x.
So I divided both sides by cos x.
Okay. So then 2 equals 3 tan x, and then it would be 2 over 3.
Yeah. So it should be 2 over 3 equals tan x, not 3 over 2. Okay. B. Identify the mistake that they made.
Oh, they didn't. They squared both sides.
And what? So what's wrong about that?
Sides. Are you not allowed to do that?
So they squared both sides.
So they could use the 1 minus sine x squared.
Yes.
And 4 minus 4, then 4 minus 9. 4 minus 4 sine squared x equals 9 squared x. And they added 4.
Let's take a look what this should be. So inverse tan of 2 over 3. So it should be 33.7, so that's correct. Yes. So the answers should be 33.7 Sorry, theta equals. So if we solve the one that we just did, it would be theta equals 33.7, or sorry, x equals minus 146.3. What happened? What mistake did they make? So if we solve our previous one, tan x equals 2 over 3, we get x equals 33.7, and then if you subtract 180 because it repeats to the left as well, x equals minus 146.3. What did they say the answers were?
Oh, they're oh no, didn't I? It's not minus 146.3. How do you get minus 146?
So the first answer, take away 180. Because tan repeats to the left and the right by like 180 each time.
And 7 plus 180. They haven't got 200. Oh wait, that's out of range now. And then minus 33.7 minus 93.
So what answers did they give? What answers did we give?
I swear the answers are right. 33.7 and minus 146.3.
Okay, so those are our answers. What are their answers?
Minus 33.7.
Whereas we didn't get minus 33.7.
Isn't that minus sign minus 1?
So this is the equation. Tan x equals 2 over 3. So shift tan, x equals 33.7. You could do plus 180, but that's outside the range, and so minus 180 gets us another one inside the range. So our two answers.
Oh, okay.
What mistake did they make? Or what's wrong about their one?
Use sign.
They have like double the answers because they have plus or minus because they squared both sides. So basically they squared both sides, but they didn't remove the negative 33.7 solution. It shouldn't have a negative solution. 33.7 solution. So I don't like these questions because they show you a wrong method and then they say, you know, what's wrong about it? It's better to just use the right method, which would be what we did. Okay, so it's a weird method. I can't imagine any students using this method. Yeah, if you square both sides and then square root both sides, you don't magically get double the answers. Squaring and square root, it was never squared in the first place, and that's why you don't get double the answers. Any questions there? Or maybe I'll just give you a simple way to look at it. So x squared equals 9. What is x?
3.
Anything else squared gives you 9?
Minus 3.
So that one has two solutions. Those are two roots. How about x equals root 9? What's the answer? Sorry?
X equals root 9.
Yeah? Square root of 9?
3.
Yeah, and so these aren't the same thing. And so they did this thing here, They squared both sides and then said there's two solutions. There's not. There's only one. It was never squared in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Square root means the positive root. It doesn't mean the negative. And your calculator would only give you one principal value anyway. Okay, this one I think we fine there. It's just dividing everything by that. Okay, this one. Let's do it.
Four sines squared by x minus 3 cos can be written as 7 sines squared. So substitute the 3 cos squared x for 3 1 minus sine squared x. Equals 2. And then 4 sine squared x minus 3. Yeah.
So what you got?
Yeah. Then if you're on to the side.
And then
And then cancel that. So divide by 5, no 7. So you get sine squared x equals 5 over 7. And then square root, you get sine x equals root 5 over 7. And then x equals sine minus 1
hold
plus
on. Something's missing.
plus minus.
Yes, plus or minus. And I think you'll be okay for the rest of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't as tricky as I thought it might be. Let's see this one. This one. So I think it'd be okay for A. So show that this is equal to 1 can be written as this. And then how would you do part B?
Sine squared x equals 4 over 3.
Yeah.
Sine x equals plus minus root 4 over 3. And x equals sine minus 1 plus minus 4 over 3. No, 4 over 3 root 4. And then it probably doesn't work.
Why doesn't it work? Did you get math error?
Yeah.
What is the range of y equals sine x?
Zero to 360? I don't know.
That's the domain range.
Minus 180 to 180.
Still domain. Y values?
And minus 1. Minus 1, 1.
What is 4 over 3?
Oh, it's greater than 1.
Yeah. So 4 over 3 is 1 1/3. And then the square root of that is slightly more than 1. Yeah. Range of that is this. So plus or minus root 4 over 3 is outside the range. Any questions there? Okay. Just something to be careful of. Okay, harder trig. How do we do this first one? Part A.
Times the range domain by 3.
Well done. What do you get?
0 to whatever 360 times 3 is. 1008. Oh, you did.
Okay, go on.
Pardon?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, actually, work it out then. So cos 3 theta equals cos minus 1 over 0.76, which is 40.
Exactly 40?
Nah, it's like 40.00.
Okay. We'll say 40.0.
Yeah. And then cos, so it's 360 minus 40.
Okay.
Which is 320.
Okay.
And there's also so 80 plus 90 plus 40.
Sorry?
Is there 90 plus 40?
No, I believe that's it's between 0 and 360, so we got the two solutions. First one was shift cos, second one 360 minus. That gives us 3 theta. They want theta.
And then just do that, both of those divided by 3.
That's it. Okay, so both of those over 3. Over 3. I think that's fine. Okay, how about the next one, B?
Yeah. 2 theta equals cos 2 theta. So divide it by cos 2 theta.
Correct.
So you get 2 tan theta.
What is...
2 tan 2 theta.
Yes. 2 tan 2 theta.
Then cos 2 theta divided by cos 2 theta is just 2 theta. No, that's just 0. 1.
Correct.
And then divided by 2. So you get tan 2 theta equals a half.
Uh-huh.
And just do that thing again when you times the domain by 2.
So 720 and 0.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. We forgot lots of answers from the previous one.
Pardon?
We left out lots of answers from the previous one. It'll pop up. Previous one, we said 40 and 320
Yeah.
for 3 theta. Can we get more answers? Because that's 3 theta, and it's 3 theta is between 0 and 1080.
Yeah. 1080 minus 40.
At this point, all you can do is keep adding 360 to both answers, because cos repeats every 360.
Okay, so 40 plus 360
Yeah,
is 400.
yeah.
320 plus 360, which is 680.
Sorry, what plus what?
320 plus 360
is 680, yeah?
Yeah, 320 plus 360. Have I just done that?
Yeah.
I just did that. 360 plus 400 is 360 plus 400, 760. 680 plus 360 is, oh, no, 1040.
That's fine. That's just inside, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the one's going to be out of the range, but it's going to be 760 plus 360 is 1,000.
Is what, sorry?
1,120.
Okay. So all of those are 3 theta. And then how would you get theta?
Divide by 3.
Yes. Etc. Why did you not... So you see here we said you did shift cos. You said 3 theta equals 40. Why did you not divide that by 3 and say theta equals 40 over 3?
Because then you would lose out on the solutions.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm skipping. How about this one?
Yeah, okay. I feel like it's easy, but I just can't think.
I think it's
Are you
easy.
going to out? Not I can't think.
This isn't sine times x plus 60. It's the sine of x plus 60. So you can't expand it. It looks similar, but it's totally different. It's like the f of x or something. Doesn't mean f times x.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Inverse sine. What do you get?
So sine minus 1 of what?
Both sides.
So you get x plus 60 equals sine minus 1, 0.3.
Yeah.
Which is 17.46.
Let's say 17.5. 360.
Okay. And then just minus 60.
So now you fell for the thing.
Oh,
So the reason, remember you said that I didn't divide by 3 because then I'd lose out on answers. So this one is the same thing. That's in brackets, and I'm just going to keep it in a bracket. So it's basically the sine of something gives you this, and so that something equals 17.5. That something will equal to 180 minus that answer, and so on. That something will be equal to plus 360 plus 360. And only at the very end, what would you do to all your answers?
divide. Wait, I don't know. Time? No, minus.
Yeah, minus 60 from all your answers. Okay, so actually, what's the next answer then?
Uh, 180 minus 17.5.
Yeah.
Flip, dude. 162.5.
And that's between 0 and 360, so I believe that's our two solutions. So x plus 60. And those. Oh, what did we forget to do?
Minus 60. Oh, the domain is 0 plus
No.
60. 0 minus 60?
Sorry, 0 plus 60, yeah. Which is?
60.
Yeah.
And then 420. So then there's more solutions.
Yeah.
360 minus 17.
But you're thinking of cos? For first,
Add 180.
that's tan.
Sine repeat every 90.
Crazy talk.
Um,
All three graphs repeat every 360. It's just that tan repeats additionally every 180. But all three, so your third and fourth answers, every additional answer after the first and second will always be either plus 360 or minus 360 to the two previous answers for all of sine, cos, and tan.
okay. So it's 360 plus. Or 17.5 then.
Yeah. So first answer plus 360.
It's 377. And then
Okay.
162.5 plus 360 is out of range.
And so what are our solutions for x plus 60?
17.5, 162.5.
Hold on, 17.5 isn't in the range of x plus 60.
Oh yeah. Yeah, good shout. 162.5. And then 377.5.
Yeah, and you could have discarded it at the very end, but it's better to do it earlier. And so x equals
102.5.
okay.
And 3.
That's it. Any questions there?
No.
And those are both inside this range. 102.5, 317.5. Let me just take a second look at this. So this was the plus type. So these are the times type. So strangely enough, I taught you this really tricky one last week, thinking that you would be already fine with plus or minus. This is a strange one. Let me just take a look. Let's do the very last one. E.
Just have forgotten what?
Or sorry, can you stay longer because I was late?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, sorry about that again.
E.
Yeah.
Right, so same things before. So cos minus 1 both sides.
Yeah.
So you get 70 minus x equals cos minus 1, 0.6, which is 53.1.
Okay.
And then like the range thing
Yep.
to
So they actually made a mistake here. This should say x, not theta in the middle there. So
17 minus x.
So you might have to do it. Let's practice on part. Let's practice on part B. So 0.
Plus 20 would be add 20 then, wouldn't it?
No.
Beta minus 20.
How do you go from one to the other?
Have minus 20.
Yeah.
And add it.
So for that one, you would
20.
subtract 20 from everything. And so you would get minus 20 and 340. Now let's practice with A. So
But how does that give me theta then?
for what, this one?
Yeah.
So for part B, they said it's theta minus 20. Theta is between 0 and 360, and so theta minus 20 would be between minus 20 and 340.
Okay.
Because you have to subtract 20 from everything. So basically you have to figure out, what do I have to do to go from the start point theta to the end point theta minus 20. And sometimes it will involve 2 steps.
Okay.
So this is part A. 0 to 360, we have to go from that to 45 minus theta. How can we do that? And you can use 2 steps if you like.
I don't know. So 45 minus. No. No, I don't know.
So the best way to do these is to follow the order of bidmas. And so how would you go from theta to minus theta? Because this has minus theta.
Divided by -1.
Yeah, or I'm going to do times by -1. Same thing.
Yeah.
What do you get?
0.
Yep.
Minus these.
Yeah, and so technically they should swap over. And what's next? To go from minus theta to 45 minus theta.
I don't know.
Sorry?
Add 45.
Correct. 45 minus theta is the same as minus theta plus 45.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you get?
45 and minus 360 plus 45 is 315 plus 365.
Yep. Minus 315, isn't it? And on the other side?
45.
Yes. Okay, that was our practice. Now we go back to our very last question. Hang on, I better just leave those notes up for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so our last question. We had to go from x is between 0 and 180.
So times both sides by -1.
Yep.
So you get minus 180 and then 0.
And in the middle?
Minus x.
And then?
And then you add 70.
That's it. What do you get?
So you get minus 110.
And technology. Let me now make some room. Okay, what is next?
And then you do the normal thing where you cos minus. Oh, we did that. So 70 minus x equals 53.1. Then 360 minus 360 minus 53.1 is out of range.
Okay. So let's see, 53.1. So our range was minus 110 to 70. Okay, how do we get it? I'm going to put it in. What is 360 minus that?
36.9.
Okay, how can we get additional answers then?
Minus 360
Correct.
to give us minus 53.1.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure. I think that's it, so.
Equals minus 53.1. And that, I think that is it, because it's strangely between 0 and 180. So, okay, so what are our solutions?
53.1 and minus 53.1.
Okay.
And then that's for 70 minus x. And then 70 minus 53.1 gives you the x, which is 123.1.
Say that again, sorry?
And then that's for 70 minus x. And then for x, it's 70 minus brackets minus your two solutions. Yeah?
I don't quite know what you mean. What would be... Minus scares me. How do you go from 70 minus x to just x equals?
Don't you just put that into the x? 70 minus x.
No, you do not do that. You never do that.
70 minus x. I don't know. You just put x into the side, so you get 70 equals x. I don't know.
So you could subtract 70 from everything? What would you be left with?
Minus x.
Correct. Okay. And then what after that?
Times by minus 1.
Correct. And so what will your answers be?
Just a positive version of that.
Yes. And so x will be 23.1 and 123.1, which are both between 0 and 180. Any questions there?
No.
And is that what you were talking about at the end? I think you were subbing these answers in for x. Is that what you were doing? Yes, don't ever do that. Okay, so basically, yeah, it's the reverse of what we were doing with the domain. So first, we had to like times by minus 1 and then add 70. In this case, we did it in reverse order. minus 70, and then I suppose divide by minus 1, but it's the same as times minus 1. Let me just see that type of question, what that was. That was this plus or minus, sorry, this plus type. These, no, they're okay, let me just make sure. Okay, what would be step 1 for D?
Divide. Like what? Put cos onto the other side?
No. We have both
Uh,
a mixture of sine and cos. Or
like I want to divide, but then I don't want to divide.
you could put cos onto the other side if you really wanted to. Go on, but what else could you do?
Like put root 3 sine, then that over.
Yeah. Divide everything by what?
Cos x minus 60.
Well done. And what do you get?
Root 3 tan equals 1.
Plus 1 equals 0. I never moved it to the other side.
Oh, no,
But root 3 tan of what?
do you keep the x minus 60?
Correct. X minus 60. And it's always true for that. So sine of, let's say, a theta plus b over cos a theta plus b will always be tan whatever is in the brackets of both of them. In this case, it's like mx plus c, just a linear thing. This is what an exam question looks like. That's easy peasy, thankfully. So it's got the plus type, that's okay. That's got the times type, that's okay. Sketch this graph. What's the difference between the graph of y equals sine x and y equals sine x plus 60?
Oh no, it's a translation, hang on. Moves to the left
By how many?
by 60.
Yep. And so you would literally just move the graph left by 60. So the sine graph looks like that. This point here is 180, 0. Where will that be on this new graph?
What's 180 minus 60? 120.
Yeah, that becomes 120, 0, etc. This you just solve, which we did. Just want to see 38. That's fine. I think that's fine. This looks good. And let me just see the very last one. There is no very last one. This is the very last one. Okay, let's do this.
Tan kx equals minus 1 over 1. K is a constant and k is greater than 0. Has a solution at x equals 60 degrees. Find the possible value of k. K. If you want to do the x, we've already worked out that x is 6.
Yep. Sorry?
Is this, how many marks is this? Just so I know how much to think.
Question 7. No, not there. Where was this? 3 marks.
Okay, so not much thinking. Okay. Three marks. So tan 60k. If we substitute 60 in, we're allowed to do that.
Okay.
That wasn't a very convincing. Okay, but right. Equals -1 over root 3, and then not okay. 60k is tan -1.
Okay. Do that and try another way. Try doing shift tan like kx equals minus, like shift tan of that. Minus. So try leaving it that way. Try it both ways. I just have to be just a minute. Sorry, just a
So
second.
kx equals tan -1. Well, okay. Tan minus, oh no, tan minus, oh, where is that? Tan -1. Is it -1? Yeah. -1 root 3 is -30. Oh, go on, what's 7p?
Sorry about that. Sorry, did you get? Solutions.
Minus 30. That's if you do kx.
So 60. Okay. And did you do this way as well? Same thing or different? Shift. So that is minus 30. Okay. I noticed the question says k is greater than 0.
Yeah.
So k can't be negative.
Yeah.
So how can we get possible value for k?
Add 180.
Yes.
So you get 150. So k would have to be 2.5.
Well done. And yeah, you can't divide by 60 any earlier than that. K is 2.5. And then state with justification whether it's the only possible value for k.
Well, if you add 180 to 150,
Yeah.
you'd get 330, and divide that by 60 would give you 4.5.
That's it. So actually,
So just would change.
so B, like, I think there's infinite solutions
Yeah.
because there's no
Range.
Yeah, no domain or range given. Yeah. Any questions there?
No.
Well done. Okay, so that is all of year 1 trig. What do you give yourself? X a half or tick?
Let's say tick.
Yes. And so when you now go back to doing year 2 trig, and it's secant, cosecant, and cotan, all you'll do is change it into cos, sine, or tan, and then do it exactly like we were doing these. It's just that now that you didn't have to think about those other things, you've nailed this down. Anything in particular you want to do next time?
No, don't think that. Oh, that was awful. No, I don't think anything specific.
I'll pick something from year 2, will I?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions for me in general?
No.
Okay. Yeah, sorry I was late again. I just saw 1700 and thought 7 o'clock.
That's alright.
Yeah, well done, Saba. You're doing great. I look forward to talking again next week.
At 5.
At 5, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good week. Goodbye.